Well, it is another Friday upon us, and it means a return to Quebec. We are back at Fairview. We're on the turf this afternoon, and what a card we have. And of course, our big feature is the East Cape Nursery. That'll be race number 7. Only bit of a damn squid is the fact that the Golden Rule, who many people think is one of the better 3-year-olds, has been scratched. But don't forget, throughout the show and throughout the weekend, you can get in touch with us via our X handle, formerly Twitter, or our WhatsApp number. Lots to discuss over the week that's gone by and the weekend that lies ahead. Wherever you are, I hope you're well. We have Nina Podesta shortly joining us, and we really need all his intervention in this afternoon's program. It is race number 1 that gets underway at 12:35. Before we do get into the betting, I will be welcoming him shortly. But in race 1, there are no scratchings. This is a 1200-meter juvenile event, and the first leg of the bipod is the very race 1, where we've got 4 Project Runway as your favorite, and that was 6-10, very short. And then we're looking at 4-1 about the One Fantasy Girl. The Sixth Thread of Life is at 5-1. It is 13-2 and a better bar those. Nino, last Tuesday I thought, and I kept saying to you, I think it's going to be a day of upsets, but it was quite the opposite. It was the favorites coming through. Today I'm going to go back to that same old song. I think today could be 1 or 2 upsets on the way. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cecil. Yeah, there's a couple of not so difficult races, but a few very difficult races.
Well, this is where we need all your expertise to help us through. And race 1, looks like we've got a banker, because I see that form line, if memory serves me right, on Tuesday was franked behind Magdala, the horse that came through to win that first race, was behind Magdala. Number 4, Project Runway, good enough to banker.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is one of the easier races on the card. And I believe this horse will be hard to oppose, and a confident selection to win and banker in the bipods, and maybe a start of all to come.
Okay, and then I'm looking at the last leg of race number 6, and that's where our only other banker is about, and that's number 1 at 3 Rocks. So that's an outlay of 270 Rand. We will be discussing those races as we go through, but banker the 4 in that first leg and banker the 1 in the last leg, race number 6. That's our bipod to get us underway in at Quebec this afternoon. On to that very popular bet, the PA, which starts in race number 2. And what a way to start it. It is going to be one of the more trappier races on the afternoon, race number 2. But just looking at the field itself, as a play soccer 6, 10 and 13 maiden plate. It's over the 1200 meters, fillies and mares. And it is a whole host of fillies and mares that to face up with the 19 and 20 are the 2 reserves, so 18 runners to face up for race number 2. The favorite is the 2, Listen to the Ocean, first run in the province now with Gavin Smith, formerly with Greg Enion. Very good last run in the Western Cape when running second, a length and 3/4 to first Masterpiece, and that's at 18 to turn firmed into 18-10. Fanny Campbell, memory serves me right, was due to have actually run. It had its first run a few weeks ago, was a scratching down at the start. The 3 Gotcha Buzz is also at 5-1. It is 13-2 and a better bar those. Well, as far as race number 2 is concerned, the 2 Listen to the Ocean, on the strength of that very good Western Cape last run, obviously is a worthy favorite, but that's all we can really go on. As far as the locals, I saw you went 3 horses in the bipod, and that may even be just about skimping the top, so to speak. How do you see race number 2, Nino?
Well, Cecil, look, Listen to the Ocean brings some strong form.
Yeah.
And I think that the horse that ran second to first Masterpiece won again next time out.
Yeah.
So that form has been frank.
Yeah.
Obviously, the horse to beat, having his first run in Fairview could maybe be a concern. But there are others that having the first runs there, horses like Fanny Campbell and the Union Hotspot. And I think there's another one as well.
Yeah.
So,
no, carry on.
Yeah, they have to be respected. Even though I think Listen to the Ocean is a horse to beat, I do respect number 3, Gotcha Buzz, and number 7, By the Light of the Moon. I've put all 3 in the PA, and I've added the Reunion Hotspot and Fanny Campbell in in the bipod.
Okay, thank you so much. 237, those are the numbers that to rely on. And of course, Craig Zaki knows the two. He's ridden it in the Western Cape on 2 previous occasions. That's your PA. That starts in race number 2, the second of our 8 races, and we should be off at 1:10. Now, remember, you can get in touch with us via our X handle or our WhatsApp number that is currently scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It is a long weekend of racing, lots of local racing, double-header of racing tomorrow, Turpentine and the Western Cape, where we have the Champagne Stakes of Grade 3 as their top liner. All right, let's read into race 3. When I say read into it, we're going to have a look at the betting, and it is 24-10 about another local debutant, formerly with Peter Muscat, and that is Patea, who is at 24-10, 3-1 about number 9, Colonel Green. The 4 Run For Me is at 6-1, 6-1 in from 13-2. Actually being nibbled at is the 7 Captain Efficient. 13-2 was the initial price, is now as short as 6-1. In fact, was 19-2 when I first looked at the betting for race number 3. All right, the first leg of the pick six is, which is your favorite exotic, Nino, by the way? I've never asked you, bipod, PA, or the jackpots, or indeed the pick six.
Now, my favorite bet is the bipod. I hardly ever play pick sixes. I just can't get them right.
I went out the last leg on the last 2 occasions, and I don't play pick sixes, so I'm back to my bipods. But race number 3, you went wide in the bipods. I see good money coming in for the 7 Captain Efficient. This is having a 6th successive run on the turf. Obviously, is seen to be liking the turf. That is a Cliffy Miller and Marco van Rensburg, drawn 4, but it is down the straight over the 1,200 meters. Where do you rank a Captain Efficient in your selections?
Well, it wasn't in my first 4 selections, and maybe we should add it in if the money is comforted. I like a bit of number 10, Aquila Gold. And then after that, I thought that number 9, Colonel Green, brings some fair Cape Town form. That's got to be considered. And then obviously Patea. His first 2 runs were very good. And then he lost his way a bit. But now with the Greef stable, I see the tongue tie comes on. Richard Fourie up. That's got to be respected. So I'm going for 1, 9, and 10. In order 10, 9, and 1. And then I respect... number 4, Run For Me. Number 7, Captain Efficient, that I should maybe probably add in the bipod.
Okay, so we will add the 7 Captain Efficient in the bipod, but that's certainly thrown in to the picks. Quite a few of them come out of that Raptor Island form line, along with the 10 Aquila Gold. So that's enough time to race 3 of 13:45. Please note it is a maiden handicap. In other words, an open maiden. The weights will be a big factor when making your decisions. Okay, so it is the race number 4 that we head to next. This will be the start of the first of our 2 jackpots. The second one ensues in race number 5. This is a classified stakes. Average merit rating is 63. It'll be over the mile. And the betting as the 2 he knows, that is at 11-4. The 1 Aladdin's Pride. 4-1, 9-2 about the 3 Launch Code. The 4 Meter, the Windsor, 9-2. Adjusted into 5-1 is the 5 Pedro. 11-2, the 8 Head Gardner. And then we're looking at 17-2 about the 9 Legal Chit Chat. The 7 St. Quentin, 35-1 of the rank outsiders, the 11 Valerian Sword at 50-1. We've had 3 scratchings come through. 6 Godfather, the 10 Cavian Zakara, and the 12 Silent Whisperer. The latter having a 5% deduction on an all-winning bet struck prior to that scratching. Now, as far as the betting to race number 4, you've got the 2 he knows, that's your 11-12 favorite. And then you've got 9-2 about numbers 3, 4, and 5, who all met behind Africa's Rock. And the best off at the weight turnaround is the number 5 Pedro, and it seems prefers the turf. Wouldn't that be the value in the race?
That could be the value in the race, and I've added it in. I've got it in. He knows one well, but it was a maiden. He can follow up. Launch Code can win. Meet at the Windsor ran Friday on the poly. Did not like the poly, will run a better race. Pedro is one of my value bets, and the other one is Legal Chit Chat. I think you'll run a much better race over the turf, 1,600 meters. I don't like this race. I think all of 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9 can win.
All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and a 9, 5 being your mutual value bet in race number 4. That is a race that gets underway at 20 past 4. It is a classified stakes, and favoritism is with the 2 he knows at 11 to 4. Okay, so it is the race 5, the start of the second and final jackpot. This is the fillies and mares 66. We step down and trip to 1,200 meters. And as far as the changes for race number 5 are concerned, well, nothing. They are the blinkers fitted on the 12 for Kylie's Fate. Now, as far as the betting is concerned, the 7, the Lady Love, is the favorite at 5 to 2. The Lady Love, that is Alan Cliff and Richard Fourie. Number 1, Miss Shivey, recently relocated. This will be a second run in the province, is at 7 to 2. Also 7 to 2 is the 13 De Janeiro. The 11 Jades Cabernet is at 9 to 2. 8 1 is the 4 Lady Chatley. The 6 Kilmarnock rather is at 13 to 115s and better bar those quoted runners. Another trappy race, Mr. Podesta. How do we go about this? 5 to 2, the Lady Love in those famous silks of the Fosfontein stud is a one-time winner from 11 outings. Again, a bit sketchy on form, and then a more experienced number 3, Variety Breeze, that could now and again pops up. Was over the 13 last time out, and that form line seems to be holding up.
It is, but I think that Variety Breeze is more of a poly horse, a 1,000-meter horse. Cecil, I'm quite confident with 3 horses here. I think we can break it down to 3. What did you say the price on De Janeiro is?
De Janeiro was actually at a generous price at 7 to 2. One of 2 runners at 7 to 2. And the one, Miss Shivey, is also at 7 to 2.
Okay, so my first choice is De Janeiro. I like the fact that they bring it back to the straight course over the 1,200. As you can see, two or three runs back, ran second to
Grand Bay.
Yes, over the 1,200 at Kenilworth. So number 13 to beat My Lady Love, and number 1, Miss Shavi.
Okay, so all right. So 130, 17 and 13, that'll be the first leg of the jackpot to Nino. All right, so there it is. It is a 15 Rand outlay, so there's a bit of value. It's wide in the last leg. That's race number 8, 3, 7, 8, 14, and 15. And then we're going to encounter the first of those 2 bankers as we get to race number 6. All right, so we're stepping up in class as we head to the feature, which will be race 7. This is race 6, the Pinnacle Stakes. It's over the 1,200 meters, and we have a very short price to a favorite, not quite in the red as I speak. 25 to 20 has been shortened into 11 to 10, and we're talking about the 3 rocks in the colors of the ASSM Racing Syndicate, nominee Mr. Cheddar and Warner Rippon. That is at 11 to 20. The second favorite is the 2 Gimme's Lassie, 3 to 1. 9 to 2 is the 3 Golden Pacific. Pashandal is at 15 to 2. Nibble at the 9, a Lady Majorca. That is now 14 to 1. It's 15s and better bar those. So that is a Pinnacle Stakes to precede the feature of the afternoon that has seen the scratching of the 7, Auntie Lizzie. Right, no doubt about where your loyalties in race number 6 lie. It's been 1-1-1 in every exotic, and this is the one of the race where the 1 features. That is the 3 rocks in the colors of the ASSM. You say this is a solid bet as far as the afternoon is concerned.
Yeah, Cecil, absolutely. For me, unbeaten course and distance, improving 3-year-old. She's getting better and better with every run. And even though she's 3 kilograms worse off with Gimme's Lassie for a length or so, I think she will confirm it. She's a 3-year-old. Like I said, she's getting better with every run. And I'm one of my favorite horses in PE, 3 rocks. And I'm banking that in all my bets.
He said it all. 3 rocks, bank in all bets, send 100 Rand win bet. Get it on now as soon as you see this promo, because the 11 to 10 will no longer be there. I think your 100 Rand will just about be breaking evens by the time they jump this afternoon. That's race number 6. All right, so we get to the top liner on the afternoon. This is the listed Eastern Cape Nursery. They'll be going over a distance of 1,200 meters. As pointed at the top of our show, we've lost, unfortunately, the 3 Golden Rule. That is a scratching for race number 7. However, still very competitive, and the unbeaten number 9, Splice the main brace rather. That is again in the colors of the AWSM. Is now at 11 to 10. Lots of money coming in for the 9. The second favorite is the 1 Family Law, 28 to 10. 6 to 1 the 4 King Dundee. Number 5 Play Act is at 13 to 2. 8 to 1 is the 8 Frosted Reception. It is 19 to 2, and Better Bar those. So it's a race that'll be off at 4:05, 1,200 meters the distance to the 2024 renewal of the East Cape Nursery. Scratching of the 3 Golden Rule, a slight damp squid, but doesn't diminish from the quality that will be on show this afternoon. Let's hear more from the man who has decided to banker the second favorite, the 1 Family Law. In most, no, he actually banked the favorite number 9. I was going to misquote you there, Nino. Splice the main brains, and that is going for 4 from 4.
Yes, unfortunately, we got the scratching of number 3 Golden Rule. And I'm going to bank a number 9, Splice the main brace. I know she's only beaten fillies so far. She's taken on the boys. She's getting the 2.5 kilos. And there's a saying in racing, follow horse until it gets beaten. And I think she'll win again.
Right, confidence enough for you, and of course we will possibly be seeing those colours twice, visiting the number 1 box twice in as many races. And this is Anna Krief and Richard Free once again. This is the 2-year-old daughter of Master of My Fate, race number 7 on the card. As we look ahead to the curtain closer at Fairview Racecourse at Gqeberha, where we are racing on the turf this afternoon, or where we have been racing on the turf, we do remind you of our contact details. There is our X handle, and as well our WhatsApp number that is currently scrolling on the screen. So that is via X or WhatsApp. Right, race number 8 is the next Fairview race meeting, Friday the 26th of April. It's a merit weight at 74, and we go to the minimum trip of 1,000 meters for that curtain closer. It is a field of 16, and just having a look at any changes. Well, they've already been declared, the likes of Pompey Warning to race with both the compression mask and blinkers, and it is the compression mask on the 14 and Mr. Whistle. The 8 Ferrando, that is a co-favorite at 3 to 1 with the 14 Master Vigilante. That's also at 3 to 1. The 7 Captain TikTok is at 6 to 1. It's 7 to 1 about the 3 Pompey Warning, and Nibble at the 15 Georgie George, and 10 to 1 has been shortened in to that 9 to 1, and that is due to some support. Right, as far as the race number 8, we always look forward to these 8th races, especially in Gqeberha, because they always produce a result of sorts. Your value bet on Tuesday actually gave us the run for our money, and then Timbavati River decided that it had remembered what it had forgotten.
Yes, you're talking about Transact.
Yes.
And I had Timbavati River in the pick 6.
Well played to you, Squire.
But
well
I
played.
went out with Concerta. He let me down again.
Yeah, no, you banked him. Yes, you did bank him. Yeah.
Well, I banked him, and to be honest, if I'd taken 5 horses, I wouldn't have found the winner. So.
Okay, at least that's an honest man. Now tell us, race number 8. We need a quartet from you. I don't know what bet are you suggesting for us?
Well, I've just heard you mention 5 horses, and that's exactly the 5 horses I've got in my pick 6. And so, but I'm in the camp of number 8, Ferranda. I think he's found the winning formula, and I think he's going to give us a good account of himself. He's going to give us a run for our money. I can't see him missing the first 3. That's why I've banked him in the place accumulator. I think Moss Vigilante has to be respected because Alan Greef has put the tongue tie on, and he does extremely well first time with the ex-Brett Crawford horses. Big respect for Moss Vigilante. After that, Pompey Warning, Captain TikTok, and Georgie George. The winner will come from one of those 5. I'm positive of that.
Right. As we bid you farewell for another Friday, we thank you heartily. And just a reminder to people out there that the standout bets as far as Nino is concerned, race 4, number 5 is a value bet. Race 5, number 13, De Janeiro is his tentative first choice in race number 5. Race 6, Confident, number 1, the 3 Rocks. Race 7, Confident, number 9, Splice the main brace. And race 8, pretty confident on the 8 Ferrando. And that's been Nina Podesta, and much much valued input for the Gqeberha meeting, starting with race 1 at 12:35.